Alrighty. So, our next session. You guys were poking around a werewolf den last time. Apparently there's a wolf creation factory somewhere here, but you guys have not found it. Lot of wolves. But before we get in too deep with everything, why don't we learn about who's here?
Yeah, hey everybody, it's me. I'm Thresh. I play Father Kilgore, follower of the twins of the True Sun.
Heck yeah.
He's a cleric.
Alrighty. Who would like to introduce their character next?
I'll go. For everyone, I'm Connor. I play Valen, a shadow magic drow sorcerer who travels the land with his shadow hound companion Nyx, looking for a way to free their land in the Underdark from cursed rule.
Alright, well, that leaves, last but not least, an introduction for Jinx.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Jinx. Jinx is a mischievous and curious Blackbird Spaxy Rogue Inquisitive. And this week's fun fact about Jinx is his favorite food is ice cream. And while he has never met an ice cream flavor that he has not liked, his favorite is actually vanilla. He's got very basic taste, and when executed properly, that's all you need.
I'm just saying, vanilla was considered a luxury for much of history. Uh,
Vanillas. Have you seen vanilla prices? It's fucking ridiculous.
yeah. So, with that, I believe that we've got a den to return to. You found this cave uh, in search of the missing boys, uh, Hans, Franz, and Laszlo. And as you entered, you were accosted firstly by two werewolf guards, a, a ton, a metric boatload of wolves, and some more werewolves as well. Um, you eventually found some children held in cages in a shrine to a figure, Mother Knight. Um, and you met Zuleika there, a werewolf who did not seem to be as hostile as the others. Actually has some problems with the current pack leader, who she asked you to assist in handling. Yeah, taken out. But he is currently out on a hunt with some other pack members, and you are just biding your time. And you had been investigating some crates with some old clothes when we had left off, and you had, I believe, heard something. So, there was a sound uh, at the front of the cave that you had heard. So, what would you like to do?
I don't think Jinx heard it. I think I rolled really bad perception.
Can just look back in our game log to be sure. Do, do, do.
see an 8 in there.
Yeah, so, then, Mograine was the one to have heard this, then.
Hmm. I'll
You
share it with
don't,
the group, of course.
yeah. It didn't sound like anything out of the ordinary, it just sounded like, normal rocks fall and tumble kind of stuff, but it did come from, you could tell the direction of the opening.
I gotcha.
There's only one way in and out of where we're at, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as you know, there is this skin curtain that you didn't investigate.
So that was somewhere else.
Oh yeah, that was further into the cave. Um,
Yeah.
you could, swim across and try and go up the steep ledge, but yeah, essentially there's really only one way in, one way out.
Do you have the map up, or?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I was doing some DM stuff and I didn't share
There
it.
we go.
There you've got the map now.
Excellent. Hey, boy.
Be fixed.
Oh, bless you. Big sneeze.
Where's that sandwich?
Yeah.
Yo. So. Okay. Cave noises. Nothing much here. Except for, adult clothes.
Yes. I'll move back to inspect the kind of make use of these stairs here to see what's going on, because I remember when we entered the cave, we couldn't really see past what was going on here. So kind of
So,
want to see.
uh,
I can scout.
immediately you would notice something here. Can I have you roll for me firstly a stealth check?
Yeah. 15.
15. Alright. So, you would notice this here when you move through the shadows. You would see a group of wolves and werewolves. The werewolves have adopted that hybrid form that you would seen the guards in, where they stand on two legs and are these sort of muscular and lupine-esque humanoids, as well as so you see three werewolves as well as four wolves from that point. Now, with a 15, you could continue to press forward up those stairs if you wish.
I will kind of move back to the group and say there are more wolves on the way in, and there seems to be a lot of them.
I wonder if that's the people we're looking for. Did one of them look important?
I mean, none seemed more important than the others, just that sort of.
Some of them have where in front of their names.
Yeah, well, you don't know that. You've never asked their names. However,
But
you.
we did learn last time though that the there's the leader and 6 other werewolves and 9 other wolves
Mm-hmm.
that are out. So this group doesn't
And there
seem
was
large
one that
enough
seemed to be
to be
leading the
all
group,
of
correct?
these.
Uh, at this point, you would hear a growling.
Oh.
And, can I get quick perception checks, please?
Ooh, 24.
Jinx, you're the one that spots this. Uh, just around the bend, you can see the form of a wolf. Its teeth, sort of reared back and displaying, as it's low to the ground in a very hostile manner.
Oh, hi. They're they found us. Yep, it's right there.
And then you all hear the howl of this wolf. As we're gonna roll initiatives.
Oh, natural 1.
Oh no.
GG's.
Alright, gotta make sure that I get all of these wolves.
We haven't
Can you,
rested.
like,
All my luck points are gone.
Damn, you did all roll that low.
Are we all below 10?
Yes!
Oh, jeez.
Alright. Alrighty, so, uh, let's get some good fighting noise. Alright, which one of you guys is Werewolf A?
well, if you can't find it, that means it's free, right?
um, Werewolf A is back here, so, he's going to take, his action to dash following, the wolf that has alerted and howled. So. So you see him dart across that open area, and Wolf A, the one that howled, is going to rush forward. And he seems to be going right for you, Mograine, like full force running, and will howl once more again. And with that, I think we can bring these guys into view.
God, why is there more?
Why do the wolves have swords?
You know what? We could bring Dark Souls bosses into this. Or was that Bloodborne? I get them
Oh, this
confused.
shit.
Yeah, they're essentially the same. So, Wolf F is going to action dash. And get right about there. Werewolf B also rushes forward. And you can see this one draw a bow off of his back, and he's gonna take a shot at you, Jinx.
Oh.
The first one is going to miss. And the second one will also miss.
I love that for me.
Alright, Wolf G comes up, and much like its packmate Wolf F, will run forward using an action to dash, and gets up here and ends its turn right about there.
Oh, it comes both ways.
And Wolf H follows its siblings, just would not be able to make as far, and ends up right about there. And then Hero is going to lope forward. And from here, he's just gonna take a nice little dodge action. For now. Werewolf D is going to jump up. And from here, he is going to take a shot at Valen with his longbow.
Okay.
That is a 22 to hit Valen,
Yeah.
dealing 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that will not hit on the second one. So, that is it for Werewolf D. Wolf B is going to rush in.
Hey, that's far enough.
And that's where he'll end his turn with a dash. Wolf C. Oh wait, did... Oh, I moved Werewolf B. Sorry.
Oh.
Wolf B is all the way down here, so he's not even gonna make it all the way.
Like, close.
So he was
That's
right
where Wolf
there.
be again. There we
Yeah, I know. I was moving him back where he was.
Good.
Because he was in the thing.
go. Get in comments, everyone. Fate shoots.
That's where Wolf B will be. So Wolf C, also down here. Wolf D.
No.
And Wolf E. Is gonna stay back to protect Carol, so you can see it hanging low, baring its teeth and jaws. And Valen, it's your turn.
Hey, one of us gets to go finally. uh, oh, so how big are these squares? Are these 10 feet each?
Yeah, 10 feet by 10 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna have to probably get close, which I don't want to do. Well, let's see if we can luck out here. I am going to whip out a Chaos Bolt at Wolf A right there.
Alright. Heck yeah, let's see it.
So, base level. That is a 19.
19 will hit.
Oh, so close. That will be. Yeah, I guess Chaos Bolt works again. 2d8 plus. Oh, I gotta roll a d6 as well on that. Wait, okay, so that will be 17 points of. I can do a 5 or a 6. Let's do lightning damage to Wolf A.
Cool, Wolf A is burnt to a crisp.
Nice. That's
Alright.
really all I can do on that turn.
Okay. Jinx, it's your turn.
It is my turn. Can I use my bonus action to do insightful fighting on Wolf E? So that should be a deception that the wolf makes against my insight.
Yeah, for sure.
Great, I got a dirty 20.
And you said C?
Yes.
Yeah, just making sure, because we've got C, B, and D all together. Oh hey.
Closest one.
That's a thing right there.
C, C, and D usually are close together. Yes.
Yeah, so that is a failure. Your insightful fighting is
Great.
in effect.
Awesome. Love that for him or her. Whichever applies to the goal. I'm gonna throw a dagger at it.
Go for it.
The 13 hit the wolf.
13 hits a wolf.
Great. That'll be plus my sneak attack on there. Where did my sneak attack go on this character sheet? There we go. That'll be 19 points.
And that's a wolf dead.
Great. I would like to take my nick attack and throw it at Wolf B.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Ooh, that's only a 10.
A 10's gonna miss.
Okay. Okay. I don't think well, I'm gonna just trying to decide if I want to move back a little bit, but I don't want to like put Valen in between me and stuff. So I think I'll just stay where I am.
Okay. Mograine, it is your turn.
So I've preset up that range there is a fireball that I'm going to fire off. I need Wolf's H, F, G, D, E, B, or Werewolf A and B, and Kirill to all roll dex saves, please.
So H is gonna be just outside of the range with the way that I do AoEs, but everyone else is gonna be good.
Alright, I'll take that.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a lot of rolling for me. So give me just 1 second.
Well, yeah.
What's the date save?
DC is Dex 14
14. All right. So
or 26 points of fire damage.
all right. So that's E. E fails. We need Werewolf D. D succeeds. Carol succeeds. Oh, there we go. Alright, Wolf G succeeds, but is still enough damage to kill it. Wolf F. Succeeds, but it's still enough to kill it. And then Werewolf A. And B needs to roll. That is a failure on B. And another failure on A. And that is a successful fireball. Look at that. So many less wolves. Anything else from Mograine?
Not at the moment. I guess I can't take a bonus action to get a defensive stance. That's not. Yeah.
Nah, that's
Alright.
Pathfinder.
Cool.
Alright. Wolf Eye, just seeing that, whimpers a little bit, but still, under the gaze of the pack leader, is going to move into action. Alright. And with that, it is Werewolf A's turn again, and shaking off the fireball is going to scale up here. And then use his action to dash, and also seems to be gunning right for you, Mograine. Werewolf B, with his bow, is also going to take a shot at you, Mograine, and then another at Jinx. So, pulling that string back, letting the arrow fly. A 14 to hit Mograine. Meets it, beats it.
Yep.
Dealing 11 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
And then to Jinx, that is not going to hit. And we come to Wolf H. Just barely out of the way of that fireball. Its fur is still singed. gonna start making its way over there. But it uses its action to dash and can no longer do anything else. Bringing us to Kirill's turn, and Kirill moves here, and still sort of holding a defense, is going to give an order for the wolves, the normal wolves, to attack Mograine. Werewolf D still has his bow out, and will take a shot at Jinx and at Valen.
Okay.
An 11 to hit Jinx,
Misses.
and a 12 to hit Valen.
That misses.
Alright. Wolf B comes forward. And can make it to Mograine. And will attempt a bite. But I do believe that a 12 misses.
It does.
Alright, then you are fine. Wolf D is gonna follow the orders of the pack leader. But can't quite reach you, so he just stays there growling. Valen, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's measure this real quick. Oh, not a square, sorry. I want to do a circle. There we are. Oh. So, with this 10-foot radius sphere, would I be able to get all three of them in this
Yeah.
circle?
It covers more than half the token, so yeah.
Cool. We're going to use a spell slot here to cast Shatter on those 3 wolves, or 2 wolves and a werewolf. So can I get, or 2 werewolves and a wolf, so can I get a con save from everybody?
Alright, and what's the DC? Just that way.
DC is 15.
Cool. Failure from the wolf.
So that's 9 points of thunder damage on a fail.
Cool. Wolf's looking real bad. Ooh, Kirill fails.
So that's 9 to him.
And... A succeeds.
So that would be 4 points of thunder damage.
Alrighty. And anything else from Valen?
And I do not believe so.
Jinx, we come to your turn.
All right. I will do steady aim with my bonus action to give myself advantage, and then I will throw a dagger at Wolf H, because I don't like that it's coming this way. So let me roll that with advantage. That's a 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And I will get sneak attack on here as well. That would be 14 points of damage to the wolf. H. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. I was doing DM things. H is gone.
H is gone. And I will take my Nick attack at E, I suppose. That misses with a 9.
That is unfortunately a miss. Alright. Oh, Grain, we come to your turn.
Yeah. Is there a way to not break and move to right about here?
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm going to cast a Word of Radiance. I need con save from both these wolves as they are within 5 feet of me.
Oof. Alright, cool. We can do that. That's a 15 from B,
Okay.
and a 6 from D.
D will take 7 radiant damage.
Oh, D is looking real bad.
Interesting. Okay. Let me see. Do I have any bonus actions that would be beneficial? Nope. Cool. That will be all from your boy.
Alrighty. Wolf Eye heeding the orders of the pack leader. He's gonna get right up on Mograine and take a bite. Potentially. It's gonna try. That is a 19 to hit. For 4 piercing damage. And you are knocked prone.
Ow.
But that brings us to Werewolf A. Who's going to trust his wolf companions? So as he runs in, leaps over you, Mograine, and goes for Jinx.
Does that count as an opportunity attack?
You can make it, but remember you are prone, so it will be at disadvantage.
I'll make a go at it.
Yeah, go for it. It's the worst thing you can do.
An 8.
That is unfortunately a miss. So, Jinx, this werewolf slides in front of you, dust kicking up from the den, the areas. You can see scores in the stone from its claws as he's going to raise those claws same towards you. That is a 24.
Yeah, that hits. I would like to dodge that in an uncanny fashion.
Alright, so that is 8 points of slashing damage, but you're able to half that as you uncannily dodge. And he'll go for another scratch. Why not? A 15 to hit.
That misses.
Alright, you're good. Werewolf B continues with the longbow and will take a shot at Valen.
Hmm.
24 to hit Valen. Oh shit, is that a natural 20? Yeah, that's a natural 20. Ooh.
Oh, and he is, that's more than 60 feet, so he's out of my range of silvery barbs. So,
Yeah.
yep. Okay.
Alright. So that is going to be a total of 18 points of piercing damage.
Holy crap. Okay.
And that's a crit.
I'm still up.
But that second strike is going to be a miss.
Okay.
It is Kirill's turn right now, and he's just going to watch this go down. Takes another defensive action as he lets the wolves do its work. Werewolf D gonna take some attacks at Jinx. A 14 is gonna miss.
Yep.
And that is gonna be a 20 to hit
It hits.
for 14 piercing.
Ouch.
Alright, Wolf B. Gonna try and hit Mograine while he's down.
Well, no, don't do that.
Well, the wolf is hungry. He's gotta eat.
Stop.
Uh,
Is one of them dancing, or do we have any dancing wolves here?
we don't have
Is
any.
one of them named Duran?
No. That is gonna be a 12 on the first attack.
That will miss.
Alright. So that's it for Wolf B. Wolf D also here. Gonna try and take a bite. That is going to be... Wow, that's a shitty roll even with advantage. So a 9's gonna miss.
Yep.
And then it is Valen's turn.
Ooh, I don't know how I'm still standing, but I'm still standing. So I'm going to, because I'm probably going to get only one more shot at this, use a bonus action to activate my innate sorcery. So that is up. And then I'm going to try and firebolt Werewolf A. That's in front of Jinx. And with the innate sorcery, I have advantage on that. With a gentleman's 20.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
I don't like the ones on these damage dice. That's 9 points of fire damage.
Alrighty.
And knowing full well I'm about to pay for that.
Maybe.
There's nothing else I can do.
Alrighty. Jinx, it is your turn.
Okay, I don't like that this guy scratched me. So I'm gonna scratch him back with my daggers, and I will use my bonus action to once again do steady aim so that I
Alright.
have advantage on the attack.
Hell yeah.
That is 15 on Werewolf A.
That will hit Werewolf A.
Cool. Love that for Werewolf A. That'll be 7 plus 9, 16 points.
Alright.
Werewolf A.
He's past
Then I'll-
bloodied.
Okay, I'll stab him with my nick attack. That's a 23 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Doing 1 more point of damage.
Okay.
That's it.
It is Mograine, your turn. Do recall you are prone.
I'm gonna spend half my movement to get up,
Beautiful.
and then I'm gonna pop off because I believe there's 4 wolves within 5 feet of me now, correct?
3 wolves and a werewolf.
Excellent. I'm gonna give another word of radiance, please. I need con saves from all of them.
Ooh, okay, cool. Damn, what is with the ones on your damage dice, guys?
Stop making fun of us.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm like,
Werewolves don't like sun, right?
that is a 19 from Wolf I. A 5 from Wolf D. A 3 from Wolf B. And a 6 from Werewolf A. So I believe I is the only one that succeeds there.
It's 14.
Yeah.
So,
I is the only one that succeeds. So 4 damage
I'm not
To
a
everybody.
doctor, right?
to everyone that's not I.
so here's a question, Faye. Werewolves are dogs, right? So, and wolves are dogs. Can we just feed them chocolate?
Do you have chocolate?
Not at the moment, but I could in the future.
Well, then we'll answer that question in the future.
Damn you.
Alright, anything else from Mograine?
Not at the moment.
Alright, Wolf Eye is going to try and bite you again. Wolf Eye is going to get a 12 to hit.
No.
Alrighty. Then we've got top of the round, Werewolf A. Gonna slash at Jinx. 12 is gonna miss. And that is a gentleman's 20.
That hit. I will uncanny dodge.
10 slashing, as you uncannily dodge that and take half.
10 is half, or I take
No,
5?
you take 5.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Is it mathematically possible for you to take 20 damage? Hold on.
We don't need to know the answer to that right now, or at all.
No, you wouldn't be able to take that. Unless I got a natural 20. Alright. Werewolf B is going to take some shots. Who is he gonna take a shot at? One's gonna go towards Valen, and another's gonna go towards Mograine.
Stop that.
That is going to miss Valen. Just barely. And a 10 is going to miss Mograine.
Yes.
Alright, it is Kirill's turn, and Kirill doesn't like what he's seeing, so he's going to move in. He can only get this far, so he's going to take the dodge action. Werewolf D is going to take some shots at Jinx. Whew, no, that's not hitting. And neither will that one, so Werewolf D, after that fireball, just seems that, like, he's not doing well. Maybe his bow is a little too singed to work, so he's gonna throw it off to the side. You hear it clatter as he starts running in. Alright, Wolf B. It's gonna try and bite you, Mograine.
Okay.
No. He doesn't hit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Valen, it's gonna be your turn.
Oh, I thought I had the perfect spell, but it's a line 120 feet long and 20 feet wide, which would get Jinx and
Oh my
Mograine.
God.
My God.
So I
Hey,
can't do
right-
that.
Right now?
Firewall?
No, bitter wind. Fireball's a circle. This one's a line.
Firewall.
Oh, firewall. No. Is that even a second level spell?
Oh, no.
Oh,
Definitely
it's level
no.
4.
Okay. Shoot, yeah. So that would get the both of them if I did that. So I'm not gonna do that. Let me measure real quick. Yeah, he's in the range. You know what? I've had enough of Werewolf B shooting at me, so I'm gonna shoot at him. So he's gonna get fire bolted, and he's within my range.
Hell yeah.
That's a gentleman's 20 to hit.
Yes.
for 12 points of fire damage.
Oh, that's not werewolfy, that was just wolfy. Cool, alright. He is now past bloodied.
I am going to use my 3 remaining sorcery points as a bonus action and give myself back 1 second level spell slot.
Okay.
That's my turn.
It is Jinx, your turn.
Okay. So, Jinx, seeing the firebolts happen twice now, his ears perk up and he gets this look on his face and he digs around in his pack and he pulls out a vial that has orange liquid in it and he uncorks it and there's some smoke that wafts out and he pounds it back and then he exhales fire at Werewolf A with his
Heck
bonus
yeah.
action.
Well, the bonus action is
Werewolf-
taking the potion.
Oh, after drinking this potion, you can take a bonus action to exhale fire at a target within 30
Alright.
feet of yourself.
Hell yeah.
So that is a dexterity DC 13 saving throw.
He rolls an 8.
Oh, I love that. He's gonna take 46 fire damage.
Go for it.
I don't like that I rolled all 1s and 2s. That is some kind of bullshit. That's
Oh.
5 points of fire damage.
Oh no. He's still
I'm
standing.
assuming- Well, the action was drinking the potion, and the bonus action was exhaling. So that is my turn.
Alright. Mograine, it's your go.
Yes.
Everything around you looks really bad.
Well, we're just gonna keep hitting these words of radiance until everything's dead, I guess, because we're in a spot that makes the most sense. 5 damage to everyone around me.
That fails.
Con saves.
I fails the con save and is dead.
Excellent.
That is a failed con save from our last remaining wolf, who is barely hanging in there.
Just kill it.
Nope. You guys gotta kill it. And another failed save from Werewolf A, who also perishes.
Excellent.
Look at that, guys. You're doing good things. Alright, Werewolf B is going to seeing that you just took out some players here, focus his bow on to Jinx and Mograine. Uh, 5 is gonna miss Mograine. And that is a 23 to hit Jinx.
Canny dodge.
Alright, so that is 6 points of damage. You take half because you dodged uncannily as the arrow grazes past you. It is Kirill's turn, and Kirill stalks up towards you, Mograine, and will attempt to take a slash with his claws. Ooh. The 7's going to miss,
Yes.
but a gentleman's 20 will hit.
I mean, okay.
Ooh, that's bad damage. That's going to be 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
All right. Werewolf D. Running almost on all fours.
No.
And
No,
he
no, 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 no.
dashes to get over there, but that's where he ends. Our wolf gonna try and bite Mograine. Our wolf fails to bite Mograine. As Phelan, it's your turn.
We're gonna chill touch the werewolf that just came up in front of me. And it is a touch spell, so I'm good to go. Advantage. Just tell me a 16 hits.
Yeah, 16's gonna hit.
Nice. That will be. Oh my god, man. 5 points of necrotic damage.
He's still standing.
Yeah.
Alright, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Alrighty. We've got Jinx. It's your turn.
I will use my bonus action to exhale fire on Werewolf D.
Alright, hell yeah.
DC 13 dex save.
He just meets a 13.
Okay, well, he'll take half. Let's hope I roll better this time.
You got this.
Half of 12 is 6 points of fire damage.
Alright, he's looking a little singed, a little crispy, more than he was before. Anything else from Jinx?
Alright. Well, I still have my action. So I would like to stab him with one of my daggers.
Hell yeah, go for it.
And that's a 24 to hit.
That'll hit. You do get sneak
I
attack.
will get sneak attack because my good pal Valen is right there.
Yep.
That will be 19 points of damage.
Alrighty. He is past bloodied at this point. Looking pretty rough. Alright. Mograine, it's your turn.
All right. No, you know what? Let's see if I can't finagle this. Let me. So if I 13, 14, 15. Is there a way to make this makes? I guess if I step back, I could do it to here, but or if I.
If you rotate it diagonal.
No, because it won't cover enough.
I'm looking for a burning hands here.
Yeah.
Is there any?
You'd have
It's
to.
kind of a weird split on these two, but
Yeah, you'd have to take a step back.
tell you what, can I flavor it in a way that instead of a cone, I'm kind of fanning my hand across to hit more in front of me?
It wouldn't change the mechanics. There's still just not quite enough here. If you risk an opportunity to attack against one or the other, you'll be able to get into an area where you could.
Alright, I will go. I'll just go with the generic wolf, so I'll go this way,
Alright, for sure.
and we'll
And-
see if I make it.
Wolf is going to try and bite.
That's a bad wolf. That's a bad wolf.
No, not a natural one. So
Excellent.
dexterity
So we're gonna-
saves, yeah?
Dex saves 14.
Wolf fails with a 3.
11 points of damage, please.
Wolf's gonna be dead.
Good.
And Kirill gets a 20.
Alright, well, math, that's what, 5 points of damage?
Yeah.
Alright.
And with that, Mograine, I do believe it is the end of your turn.
Alright, yep.
Werewolf B, going to stay where he's at, and he's gonna take some more shots. One at Jinx, one at Valen.
Okay.
16 to hit Jinx.
I will uncanny dodge.
Alright, so that is 6 points of piercing damage. You take half. And that is going to be a 12 to hit Valen.
That misses.
Alrighty. Kirill is going to try and go for Mograine. And... Doo-doo-doo-doo. Kirill is going to slash at Mograine. A 9 is going to miss.
Thank God.
As will an 8.
Thank God. I mean, plants. I'm strong and cool.
The twin sons are looking out for you. D is going to go as a retaliatory strike against Valen
And
for his first attack, at least. That is a 12, so that's a miss. And then another scratch, this time towards Jinx. And that's a 7.
That misses.
Valen, it's gonna be your turn.
I got another chill touch.
Go for it.
Again with advantage. That rolled off of a nat 20, but it's a 17
The 17's still gonna hit.
for 17 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, he's looking pretty bad here.
I wish that was a nat 20. Okay,
Alright.
that's my turn.
Jinx, it's your go.
All right. Bonus action. Breathe and fire on Werewolf C.
Okay.
This is my last charge of this fire breath. AC 13 dex.
Alrighty. He gets a 4.
Love that for him. He takes 19 points of fire damage.
And he is burnt to a crisp.
Love that for him. And now I'm going to throw a dagger at Kirill.
Alright.
That's a 15.
15 hits Kiro.
Great, and he will get some sneak attack.
He will get sneak attack.
Green. That's 20 points to him.
Alright.
Thank you very much.
He's past bloodied at this point. He's looking rough. He's still in a fighting condition, but he's starting to lilt a bit on his feet due to the various wounds.
Like smoke is trailing out of Jinx's nostril.
Hell yeah.
As the potion effect aid.
Alright, Mograine, it is your turn.
Alrighty. We are going to fight this wolf here, the named one. And we are going to... I'm going to attempt to inflict wounds. Con 14, please.
They've not been rolling good saves here.
Garbage roll.
He gets a 7, so he'll take it.
5 necrotic.
Alrighty. And with that, I believe it is the end of your turn, Mograine.
Yes.
Our werewolf is going to keep his distance. He doesn't like the look of things here. And he's gonna send out some shots. Not quite as confidently as he had done before, but still doing so. We've got one towards Jinx and one towards Mograine. That is a 7 to try and hit Jinx.
Nah.
And a 12 to try and hit Mograine.
12 will miss.
Alright. Kirill is going to try and slash at Mograine first. Misses with a 9, but he is going to try and push past you, so you have an attack of opportunity here.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Boom. How's a big 10 hit?
And unfortunately does not, as he rushes towards Jinx and will attempt to scratch Jinx. But misses with an 11. His blood loss really not helping him out here. Valen, it's your turn.
Speaking of blood loss, how far away was that werewolf from me again?
It's like 80 feet.
Yeah. So he's just in range. We're gonna fire off a chromatic orb here,
Hell yeah.
and we're gonna do it at second level, just for good measure. Advantage, that is a 22.
Definitely hits.
Decent, that is 19, will go lightning damage.
Alright, singed fur. That werewolf was past bloodied and is starting to look really bad here.
Yep. That's it.
Alrighty, Jinx, it's your turn.
Alright. I will use my bonus action to do steady aim. And I'll try and get a really good jab in on Kirill. That's a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is gonna do 18 points of damage.
Ooh, he's still standing, but just barely.
Well, here comes the Nick attack. With a natural 20.
Would you like to paint a picture?
Oh. Yeah. I think I get him like right in his kidney.
As you stab forward on the first strike and you draw back, Kirill moving forward, it gives you just enough to go for a second where you turn it and you hear the last gasp of this man as he drops to the ground, his hybrid form shifting away, and seeing the leader die, this other werewolf will lower his bow and step back, meaning you all are no longer bound to initiative. Combat comes to an end. Though, I will say that the other wolf here does not look at you as an ally, is just giving pause on continuing the fight. Perhaps you have a chance here to negotiate. Do any of you speak to the last remaining werewolf?
Easy right now. I'm on 3. I'm not doing too hot.
I mean, right now he's not
No,
attacking,
I know.
so...
I'm catching my breath.
Yeah. To be fair, I think you're all in single digits, so...
And confirm. Yep.
Low initiative.
Single digit initiative usually leads to single digit hit points.
Well, if no one speaks up, the werewolf here is going to run off further into the den.
But as it takes off to run,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to. I believe I have a free use of guiding bolt because of magic initiate.
Uh, Let me.
It's
I believe that's
my
correct.
yeah, because it's the only spell that's not or that's lit up after all my spell slots are used. So I think I can still use it.
Yeah, if it says like if it's got like a use next to it instead
Yeah.
of a cast, then yeah, it's a free use.
All right. Well, I'm gonna guiding bolt this thing because I don't want it running away.
Okay.
Um. Fuck.
You don't have any heroic inspiration?
No. Do you want to give me one?
Not right now.
How?
It's-
It wasn't within 60. Or wait, what is the range? Long range is 60 on my daggers. I don't think he was.
Yeah,
within
he was at
60.
80. So he's
Yeah.
gonna run off and disappear elsewhere into the den. So, what would you like to do now, heroes, as you've survived this fight?
I believe we can turn the group and say, "Hey, I believe that what we have been asked to do has been done. We should check in with the others deeper in the cave."
Yeah.
Let's just do it before any more wolves or werewolves show up. As Valen is pulling the crit hit arrow out of his chest.
Like, I'm imagining, like,
Yeah.
right at the collarbone area, too.
Guys, I have this one health potion. You guys don't. None of us look super great. But which one of you like it?
I would. Yeah, it would be very kind. I would love it. Thank you.
Okay. I will
It's
remove
what?
it from my inventory. 2d4
2d4
plus 2.
Yep, 2d4 plus 2.
So 7.
I think that brings you up to double digits, ain't it?
Yeah, it does.
Woohoo!
Well, that's one of us.
You are very close to double digits, so
Or I'm as close as I can be.
you are as close as one can be. Um, so,
Should we bring this guy with us as proof? I'm not very strong.
I've been no one conditioned to carry.
I mean, you can drag. He's dead. It doesn't matter if he's pretty.
I got 4 HP, -1 strength, and I'm bloodied. I don't think so.
Your HP does not equal what you can drag in D&D mechanics. Just
Doesn't
putting
matter.
it,
I'm at 4 HP.
just putting it out there.
Jinx will drag him. It's his trophy. He's feeling pretty good.
Hell
He
yeah.
was just breathing fire 30 seconds ago. He feels great.
That
He's gonna
was
drag
pretty dope.
Kirill. He's gonna drag Kirill, and he's just gonna he's gonna drag him like up the stairs and just make sure his head just keeps
Yeah.
seeing the stairs on the way up.
So, like, I'm just imagining that Jinx takes the more convoluted route of, like,
Yeah.
going up
He
the
absolutely
stair
does.
to the guard
And then
post,
back
down the
and
other
then back
stairs,
up again.
up the
Yeah,
next stairs.
he
Yeah,
totally does.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So, as your group is able to make your way all the way back towards that shrine room where you had all the other children dragging all the way across the body of Kirill, you would notice that besides the children, including that one hurt werewolf. There are 3 others here with Zuleika. And there seem to be in a conversation, but it stops, and these werewolves move to the side, aside of Zuleika, as your group approaches. I have been told that you have done what was asked.
Jinx will just throw the corpse in front of him.
She looks down at it, and her face is still hard and steely, but there is an anger in her eyes. It's dull looking at the body, but present. And at this point, she will nod to the other wolves, the other werewolves who adopt their human forms rather than the hybrid ones, and begin to open up the cages. And they pull out the children, and as they are all freed, there is one that sort of scurries quickly to stand behind Zuleika. This is the one that had the doll that looked like Mograine. This one stands next to Zuleika. She motions to the others that are freed. As you have asked.
We can return these children to their home.
I do not believe they have homes. But you can take them away from here. Except for Kellen. And she puts a hand on the boy that's behind her.
Can I insight check Kellen? Can I see if they're okay with this arrangement?
Roll an insight check here.
17.
Like most of the other kids, there is a fear in Kellen's face. But you can see he's not really afraid of the situation, and he's instead afraid of you. You think that perhaps he might be a young werewolf.
That arrangement seems acceptable. Jinx will look to Valen and Belgrain. Either of you have any objections?
Let's just get the boys and get out of here.
I agree. Be on our way.
I think I may have wrote it down last time. Aside from Hans, Franz, and Laszlo, and I guess Kellen, there was 9 children,
9
right?
children total. So besides Kellen, there are
There's 8.
the 8 that you would be taking back with you.
Okay. The orphanage have a name?
It is the St. Andrew's Orphanage.
Jinx will look, I guess, to the other kids and be like, "Are all of you from St. Andros?"
One of them, a girl, shakes her head and, I come from Kretsk.
Would you like to come with us out of here?
I do not want to be here. I heard of the plans they had for us. We were going to fight until only one of us was left.
Jinx looks like he's suppressing his feelings in the moment, and he'll say, Let's just get out of here. I don't want to spend any more time here."
The werewolves stand in that same sort of almost protective stance around Zuleika and now Kellen, and watch you leave. But they don't try and follow, don't try to stop or hinder. And as you are setting out,
Our bomb's done.
you are... There is a call out towards you. That... And you can tell it is the voice of Zuleika. It would be wiser to take the roads than the woods, with so many young ones at your tail.
I guess I imagine Jinx is kind of at the back of the group, kind of shepherding kids out. He'll just stop briefly, turn around, and just nod, and then keep going.
As you are at the mouth of the mountain, that cave that looks out, looking around, there is open area before a portion of the road you can see more directly towards you in an eastern direction. A small lake is present there, not as large as Lake Zarovich. You can see that there is what looks to be some sort of tower on the far side of that lake's coasts. You, of course, also see around the, to a more southwestern location, around the mountains, the main road, a sort of turn off into that area. The southwestern route would be the longer one, but it does have the more direct road. But you could save a bit of time to head back to Valaki by taking that lakeward route.
The lakeward route was not a road?
Not yet. The lake comes before the road.
Okay.
Any votes from your group on which direction you'd like to head towards?
My vote is for the road. Might be longer, but it could be safer. This many charges.
Be much easier to stick to the road.
I agree that the road might be a longer alternative, but we could use the time to rejuvenate ourselves, and it would be safer in the long run.
So, as your group can then set out from our werewolf den, I'll pull up the Barovia map. And going to clear that. And I'll just mark this so that way you guys know where you're going. So you are traveling from red from here, and you are. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Heading along the route to. We'll do blue for this one. To here. So, with that, since you are traveling with children and over a rocky encampment and around the areas, it is going to take a few hours to get there. But during your time of travel, we're going to take a quick break here. So, say 5-ish minutes, get up, water breaks, anything like that, and we'll be back
Hell yeah.
to continue along with our story. All right. We've got. Oh, I should probably. Yeah. We've got a bit of travel ahead. Um, there is a few hours. I'll say roughly about 3 hours of travel ahead of you to get to the road. And you will be moving. It's not going to be through the woods, but it is through rocky wilderness. So it's not entirely without its challenges. So, as you travel, I'm going to ask for a member of your group. Doesn't have to be anyone specific, just a member of your group to roll me a survival check.
I'll go for it.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
Look at that. No one's getting lost on this trip. You guys are moving at a pretty great speed. And as you are traveling, Ooh, okay. As you are making your way, roll for me a perception check here, please.
Olive?
Everyone. Yep.
Oh boy, 9.
Okay. You are, and I'll ping it on the map for you. You're at the farther reaches of the mountain range. You're starting to see the road clearly. This is closer towards the end of the 3 hours. You would also see the village walled off at the base of the mountains here. But what catches your eye is on the road. You would all see a riding traveler on a horse covered in blankets and different coverings as they travel through, a cloak on the rider. But it is Valen and Mograine. For a brief moment, as the rider looks in your direction, you can see that instead of a typical face, just a skull of this skeletal figure. No eyes. The parchment white bone. And then the rider looks back towards the road and keeps walking on.
What do you want us to do with that? I mean, damn.
I mean, it's just something that happened.
It sure did.
I mean, you can always try and find the skeletal rider, or you can just take it as an omen.
I Mograine's gonna kind of look at the group and assume we're all on the same page.
Is there a problem?
Not at all. We'll just keep walking.
Okay.
Alright, so as you will finally make it to the road, again, there is a village that you pass by the outer walls of, and the one girl, who mentioned that she came from Kresk, is going to grab the hand of another boy, and start pulling away. And we need to get home. I don't know if there's a home waiting for either of us, but Kresk is our home.
I'll point to the wall ahead of us. That is Kresk.
Well, it'll probably be by this point more aside from you, but she nods and yes.
All right, well, let's go get you dropped off then.
Let's carry on.
Kresk doesn't like strangers, but we're not strangers, so we can get it to the gatehouse. There's guards there, so we're not walking alone. Not really.
Do you need us to walk you to the gate at least?
The gate's right around this bend, and just beyond the gatehouse is the road. You guys have a lot to travel, you said, so we can make our way. It's not far.
Jinx will look to the other two and be like, I mean, doesn't seem that far out of the way.
One of the knights jumping onto this boat.
She looks around and leans closer, and I'm more worried that you'll get hurt. The Burgermeister doesn't like strangers, and it's really hard for people to get into Kresk. Even if you're just at the gates, I don't want the guards to think that you're trying to attack or steal people. It'd be better if we just go, so that way you aren't considered any sort of suspicious figures.
I have insight check.
Yeah, you can do an insight check.
It just seems, I don't know. It seems like got a 22.
Her eyes are wide and earnest, so while it could be that there are some childish exaggerations or jumping to certain conclusions, she believes these worries fervently enough that to her they are truth.
We'll look to the other two.
If the children say they know where they're going, I say we let them go.
I agree, frankly.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting us out of there. Not really a good fighter. I don't know that I would have been the last one standing.
Jinx will kind of take one knee to be closer to her level. And he'll say, you won't have to find out. You shouldn't have had to find out in the first place.
She nods. And as she takes the hand of the boy once more and begins to set off, she turns back and waves goodbye to the three of you and the other kids. And she looks to you, Mograine, and you're really good at making your way through the mountains and stuff. Maybe you should become a hunter.
I appreciate your kind words, but my times and fates have already been decided.
Yeah. A lot of people say that too. And with a final wave, the two of them head, and it's not, again, that much off course of yours, but they stick closer to the walls, and you're able to head further down until you reach the old Svalich road. At this point, it is starting to get more dark than normal. You've been out since dawn, and then a lot of things happened in that den of wolves, and then some more hiking. So, if you wish to take a rest upon the road, you are welcome to do so. It's been ample time to do so. Pretty full day. Or you can press further. It is your choice.
Uh, I'm banged up. I'm out of spells. I think we should rest for the day.
I can barely move as it is.
Yeah. Are we still kind of near the wall of the crest?
Yeah, like, it's not, like, right next to you. At this point, you've kind of gotten onto Svalich Road, but you can see the wall of Kresk.
Oh, does it look like somewhere in this general vicinity we could probably find a halfway decent place to camp?
You can camp along, so there's, let me sort of, you can camp off the main Svalich Road in the area between there and Kresk. There's like a small turnoff. Or you can be along the main Svalich Road, which you've done before. It's not a terrible choice. It's much better than being in the woods, that is. But it is up to you what you would like to do. You would like to stay a little off the main road, search for areas around it. Park in the middle, so if there's another skeletal rider that comes across, everyone will be able to see it.
My vote is for a little bit off the road, but like not too far away because I don't want to be completely in the woods. And then my other thought was like I am perfectly happy to take first watch
Or you
so that
think like 10,
there
15
isn't
feet
spell
beyond the tree
casted.
line?
I mean, if you want to get into the trees, that could be a
I
little
mean, not like
interesting.
crazy into the trees, but you know,
That could be
enough.
interesting. You can camp in the areas that's like along the tree line without having to get into it, and still have space along the road that you're not in the middle of it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Up to you if you want the coverage of the trees or not. Not going too deep into the woods would be just fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with either. I just don't want to be like I don't want to be so far in the trees that I can't see the road, but I also don't want to be like
Out in the
immediately
open.
adjacent to the road, out in the open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like hugging the tree line seems fine to me.
Like the is, one chain and then
If you copper.
outburst surging item. That would be damage.
So, I believe we had a volunteer from Jinx for first watch. We would like second and third.
I'll take third.
I'll go second.
Alrighty. Jinx. As everyone begins to bed down after some rations have been had and constitutes as your meal this evening, head up for your first watch. Let's get a perception roll.
All right. Ooh, that's a 10.
Alrighty. As you are, as you're taking your watch, there is a noise of the woods. What you've come to realize is its more natural state. There is never really any quiet out in the night. And as you're just taking it in, what are some thoughts, memories, actions, things that happen from you this evening?
So I think to help explain my 10 on my perception, Jinx is keeping watch the best he can. Trying to make sure the children are all sleeping and trying to keep an ear out and an eye out. But he's angry. He had been feeling
Yeah, what you want to look for is
I've been feeling kind of bad for Zuleika. Um,
holy catalyst.
kind of sympathized with her a little bit, a little bit. And everything was going great. They did the thing they needed to do. They were about to leave with the kids. And then the little girl said that the werewolves had been planning on making them fight until only one was left. Jinx thought it was bad enough that they were all going to eventually be turned into werewolves against their will. But hearing that, and that just made him incredibly angry. And he thinks back to his own childhood in an orphanage and how that experience was, and then trying to imagine that added layer stuff on top of things. I think he's a little distracted on his watch because trying to he's trying to process those emotions and he's just angry.
As you have these emotions, a wind comes through and there is a sound, a rustling of paper, it sounds like almost.
Hey, are you gonna infect another one of my players?
Who knows? Do you look at the source of the sound?
Yeah, I think just on reflex, my head would snap in the direction of wherever the noise is coming from.
So you would see in the branches of one of the trees something that looks to be a envelope, and it looks to be It looks to be a few years old, but it does seem to have been kept in a pretty good condition, so it doesn't seem to be like completely deteriorating. But you can see a bit of age upon the material.
Okay, like, and the tree is like
It's
pretty
in
close to where we're at.
Yeah, it's not very far from where you're at.
I'm a mischievous and curious tabaxi. I'm gonna go try and get the envelope and see what it is.
All right. If you don't have a heroic inspiration, you can have one now.
Okay. I use it for my perception check.
Uh, no,
No.
unfortunately, this passed. But as you get up into the tree and you can pluck the envelope here, you see that it's on the back where it's closed. It has a wax seal, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of signet in it. It seems that this is perhaps some very simple figures seal. And as you turn the envelope around, you see your name.
I open it.
As you open it, there is a letter on paper that seems old, aged, a little fragile, but again, kept in well enough condition. And there's no formal address to you in the letter. It just says, sorry, it just says to the child I will never know. I don't know how or if this letter will reach you. It is likely that you may never know these thoughts of mine as I put them down in paper. Perhaps it is better that way. Better you have no idea of who I am. I wish you a life better than what you may have known if you had stayed here. And I won't tell you the details. You don't deserve to have such burdens placed upon you. Perhaps I will burn this letter before I even send you off. There is a scratched out name at the bottom.
And I insight check the handwriting to see if I can tell if it was a male or female author.
Uh, I will say, not an insight. I'm going to make this. I'm gonna make this a investigation check.
Okay. I'm not as good at those. That's a natural one. I'm using that heroic inspiration. Oh, I rolled the wrong thing. I rolled intimidation the first time, but that's okay. I like my 22 better.
All right. Um, as you look over and try and think of the more shared happenstances of handwriting between those that are masculine or feminine, this handwriting seems to be leaning towards a more masculine author.
I try really hard. Can I get anything at all underneath the scratches for the name? Like a first letter or anything? Can I discern anything at all?
Um, roll me another investigation check.
Okay. I'll roll the correct skill this time. That's a 14.
14. The name that you can see doesn't really make out too much. You see SOL, and you can't quite make out of anything beyond that.
This isn't mad anymore. Jinx is done. I don't know what the right word is to describe it. He's feeling a lot. He's blue screen. He's feeling so many things in this moment that he's not feeling anything, which also I think contributes to the 10 roll. First he was angry and trying to pay attention and failing, and now he's just
Doesn't know what to
light
feel.
years away.
Yeah.
He's light years away and kind of forgets that he's not supposed. It's not like, oh, I was supposed to be sleeping right now and I can't sleep. No, like I'm supposed to be watching. He doesn't remember he was supposed to be doing that. And I think he just stays perched up in the tree because he usually likes to sleep on branches anyway. In previous watches, so I think he just stays here.
Valen, you awake, maybe not as cleanly for your watch's shift than you expect. And you would, as you do a cursory glance, notice in a nearby tree, Jinx just sort of staring off, maybe starting to drift into a sleep, just, uh, maybe forgot to come and wake you up. But, as Valen, we come to your watch. I'm going to ask for a perception check here.
The 16.
Okay. Yeah, around you, the woods are alive even in the night, and you can hear the howls of wolves in the distance. But, what's going on with Valen? Any thoughts, actions, emotions?
He is starting to think, with everything that's happened so far, that the possible answer to how we can fix what's going on back home is not here. And there is a bigger fear beneath that, that there's a good chance that he might die before that answer is found. And it's starting to gnaw at him.
As the sort of situation eats away at you, like termites over wood, shortly over a long time. And you're just starting to feel that wavering in the foundation. Maybe not enough has happened. Maybe you can still get out there. There is that brief flash where you had seen yourself at the gallows, bloated, try and push the memory out of your head, but perhaps, as everything else gnaws at you, that may have been an omen rather than just some grim manifestation of the realm around you. But it is up to you to see what destiny awaits. Nothing happens outside of your own head for this watch. And you're able to wake Mograine. Mograine,
Yes.
at the start of your watch, can I get a perception check?
Respectable 18.
An 18, very good, very good. There is a darkness before the dawn, but as you have noticed with every day you have spent in this accursed Barovia, no sunlight pierces through the clouds overhead. So even as the world around you gets lighter, there is really no definitive end to the night. What's going on in your mind?
Nevertheless, with the lack of a missing son, Mograine will begin his day in prayers of meditation for the respect of his
The true
faith
sun.
and the true sun.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Because even if the sun is covered, it still lights our way, and therefore should always be respected.
Hell yeah. Alrighty. Before you all complete your long rest, Jinx, your sleep is rot. You have... Your mind was racing as you fell asleep. You don't really even remember when unconsciousness took hold of you. But in your dreams, as you sort of start to look around, there is a familiarity to the space that is manifested. You see the orphanage. The one that you grew up in.
Anyone there?
Right now you see the closed doors. It's dark, empty, at least in the outskirts. Perhaps there may be people inside, but it seems cold almost here.
Can I go to where I would expect to find the halfling couple that ran it?
As you step inside, making a familiar path towards the proprietors, the caretakers of this space. The odd to you, there's no activity that you see in the space between the front door and their dwelling. No children running about, no staff working. But there is a sort of cool light that comes from the door. You can hear movement on the other side.
I open the door.
Opening the door, you see two figures. Their back is facing away from you. They seem to be not really in conversation, but perhaps looking at something together.
I walk closer to see what they're looking at.
As you walk closer, you see on the table in front of them the invitation, the warning to Barovia. One you had found just within the woods when you had first arrived. And out of the corner of your eyes, you can see the halfling couple, their eyes empty, cloudy, and their throats gored.
I run up to them. Is there anything I can do for them?
As you run up to them, their hands, the skin you touch, it's cold. No warmth at all. The blood is sticky, tacky, already beginning to dry, and as you understand that they are long been dead, you feel their hands, tight, filled with rigor mortis, grab hold of you. They begin to pull you down, and that strange, cool light becomes this deep crimson. There is the sound of liquid bubbling. But before you can see what that crimson bubbling liquid will do to you, you wake up. And you all can press your long rest buttons.
I don't know how restful that was.
Longly restful.
Jinx, you would notice that when you wake up, you still have the letter that you had last night, the envelope. But there is something on it. Ash. And you would look and you would see that there is ash on you as well.
Like how much ash?
Not a lot.
Like where on me?
Hmm. About maybe one half of you from about shoulder to mid thigh. It's more of like a sprinkle and like a curvature.
I can't tell where it came from.
Probably came from above. Sorry.
I guess I look up. What horror awaits me?
Nothing. You see the normal sky above you. There's a bit of treetops, of course.
I was just breathing fire the previous day. Maybe that's where the ash came from.
Maybe.
Oh, no. And then the stuff that's on me clearly got on the letter because I was holding it as I was sleeping. That's probably what happened, right? You think inside my head?
As you think this, and I'm sure you begin to start climbing down from the tree, you'd notice something on the ground. More ash. And it's in a familiar shape to you. You've not seen it but in one instance, but you saw it many times in that instance. A rune. One that brings nightmares.
No.
And as you look at how much ash is here that creates this rune, you'd think it's about the same amount that might come from a doll.
No. No.
That's what you see.
Why did I sign up for this campaign?
You literally did.
Oh, I don't know if I would say anything. Caitlin feels like I should for sure say something. I don't know if Jinx would say anything. I feel like Jinx is trying to pretend like this is not happening. Um, I guess I'll leave it to chance. 'Cause Jinx is probably frozen now, looking at the ground in fear after he gets down out of the tree to start his day. Um, does anyone notice that he's acting maybe a little bit strangely?
I would say anyone with a passive perception of 11 or higher would notice Jinx just standing, staring at the ground.
Yep.
Sorry, that was
Yep,
a
yeah.
misclick.
How high would that passive perception need to be?
An 11 or higher.
Got it. Okay, cool. I noticed, but I'm not going to blow up someone's spot right away.
With a 13, I would also notice, but I would also just kind of chalk it up to
We'll see if
how.
once is a coincidence, twice is a pattern. We'll see if it happens again.
So, eventually,
Okay,
one of the kids will come up to you, Jinx,
Jinx.
and like
Yeah,
shake
Jinx
your
is just
hand.
kind of staring at the ground, um, at this ashy ruin,
Um, are you okay?
and he's probably brushing at himself, trying to get the ash off.
Um, you, you've been staring at the ground for a while. Is there? Did you see something?
Did we lose Faye, or is it
Oh,
a problem on my end?
you guys not hear me? Hold on.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear you guys. I haven't heard Faye in a long time.
No. Tell me that it's not Discord. So we've got one person hearing me.
I
Fresh,
hear you.
two people hearing me. I think it's a Caitlyn issue. Oh no.
Does anyone hear Faye?
Yes, we both hear back.
I hear Faye.
I, I don't hear. Okay, should I leave and try and rejoin?
That
Yeah, let's give it a go. You reset, and we'll go from there.
Okay, I'll be back.
Yeah, you do that. Can you believe them?
oh my goodness.
Yeah, got one on stream.
Hey,
Can you hear me now?
yes, I
Woo!
can.
Okay. Woo!
The
Yay!
correct answer is good. There we go. Connor got it. Thank God.
I got it.
That landed with someone.
So, as you're sort of brushing her off and staring at the ground, one of the children comes up to you and like pulls on your sleeve and it's like, "Are you okay? You've been staring at the ground for a while."
Um, how old is this child?
Looks to be around maybe 8-ish, maybe 9.
Yeah, you know, I just sometimes it takes me a while to get going in the morning. Um, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll promptly turn them so that they don't see, because all the children now are from St. Andrew's, right?
They're at least from
Or like,
Valaki. So you've got the
okay,
three that were from Saint Angels. I don't know that you've asked for introductions of the children, so you don't know if this is one of the three missing boys. But everyone else here
okay.
does come from Valaki.
On the off chance that this child has seen this rune before, I'm gonna promptly turn them around so that they don't see it and pretend like it never happened.
Sounds good.
Maybe kick dirt over it as I turn
Yeah.
someone else this way. Be like, no, you know what? Don't worry about it. It was nothing. Campfire just blew some ashes over here. It's fine.
So at this point, everyone's kind of awake. Everyone's morning has started, and you can set out back towards Valaki. Um, I'd say sticking to the main road, you'll be able to make it to Valaki just about duskfall. Should everything go well. As you set out, I will need someone, can be anyone, to roll for me a d20.
I'll do it.
Okay.
That's a 3.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. It's about maybe an hour and a half into your day as your Caitlin, you a little scared of 19 still?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not scared at all in this session. I'm fine. Don't
Ooh.
worry about it.
Oh man. As you are traveling again, it's about an hour and a half. When you would see a signpost. Max, can you please not? Buddy, please. There, you see there is this, signpost here. And you can't quite see exactly what the signpost says. It's been worn down, but you can see that where it points in this southwestern manner, well, it's more actually due south rather than southwestern. Where it points, no, I'd say it's southwestern actually. Where it points in the southwestern fashion, you can see the trail continues down, past the woods. But it is, again, slightly off of the main path. Well, more than slightly. It's a deviation. But without much to go off of with the signpost, heading down this path would be a bit of a blind trip, and who knows if you'd like to make that with 6 children in tow.
Yeah, probably not.
There is another southern trail, not far after that, that is more due south. It's a little straighter, but goes into the woods, curves further into the tree line. Again, a bit of a blind shot of what you'd be getting yourself into.
Not when we have children with us.
We're trying to head east, right? Not south.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
heading
Okay,
along
that's
the
Yeah.
eastern. Now, about maybe 10 minutes or so after that second path you come across, there's a fork in the road, each seeming to head somewhat in the direction you're looking to go. Staying on the old Swalich Road brings you in a southern sort of curve in the direction you are walking. But there is a path that it's not. It's a footpath, it looks like, that brings you around through a northern bend.
Well, it's nice that we're discovering other paths. I still think we need to just keep going towards Falaki.
Okay. It's up to you if you want to stick to the main road. I'm just giving you information of what you passed by. Again,
We'll have,
there,
we'll have time to explore those other roads
you know,
later.
you'll know what you want to maybe explore. As you stick to the Svalich Road, and I should probably turn to Svalich Road. 5 foot. As you continue traveling down, there is another southward path, curving into the woods rather than keeping you on the same main road you've been traveling. And I'd say about this point, it is at the half day's travel. I'd like someone else to roll for me a d20.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
How's an 8 sound?
Sounds good. You press onward. And from here, there's not terribly much more of a set of deviating paths. There's a small fork just at the break where there you see is a crossroads before the river. But from this area of the crossroads, you can see Velaki just over the bridge. So, as you are able to make it back to the city, to the village, really, town of Velaki, it is just about duskfall that you are arriving, meaning that you have a bit of trouble with the guards out front, but you've dealt with this before. But luckily for you, your travel was pretty good. From here, you know the way to the orphanage and are able to quickly get the children there before what manner of ill being can happen in the night here. And let me just check some things real quick. Alright. You are... I'm assuming you are heading back to the Blue Water Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Did we drop the kids off?
Yeah, this is... Yeah, because you've gone to St. Andrew's, you know the way to do that. Um, because there's
Okay.
nothing of dire circumstance handing at St. Andrew's, you're able to...
Didn't like thank us or anything, like monetarily or in any other way, verbally.
They would have thanked you. I don't know that they
Did they
have...
hire us to do this?
No, you
We just volunteered
you did
out of
this out of
the
the
goodness
kindness
of
of
our
your
hearts.
heart. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You
I thought they asked us to do it. Sorry.
no, I mean, like, there was a hope that if you could do this, but they also had like this pervading thought that they're dead already, so you know, it was
Okay.
yeah. Unfortunately, they don't have what they did have to offer you. Thanks was already given in the form of the health potions. They don't have any coin since
All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I forgot about the health potions.
yeah. Um, but they do thank you. They take in all the kids and will work to try and find places for them to stay within their walls. But as you are walking back to the Blue Water Inn, there is a crack of thunder and lightning above you. As a storm begins to roll in.
I asked a question about something that happened during the day.
Yeah, for sure.
Jinx had lots of time to think and reflect on things during the day's long walk here. And it occurs to him that children whose heads had the rune carved into it were afflicted with damaging, disruptive dreams. And he had a disruptive dream and awoke with the rune there. Um, does his shadow appear to be doing what he would expect it to be doing on the walk here?
Yes, your
You
shadow.
know, okay, because he did fight a shadow demon previously, so I don't know if he like got affected during the battle. Because why is this rune following him around unless the demon is still around? Okay, that I just wanted to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't curse your shadow in 2 campaigns.
No,
Yeah,
that would
you
be
would.
silly. That would be silly.
Oh,
You
no.
totally would.
Let's shake it up. Someone else's shadow would get cursed. Um, so. There is a crack of lightning again. This time overhead of you. It is thunderously loud as everything rolls in. I'm gonna ask for Constitution saves here.
That's a 5.
That's
For
a
all
now.
of us?
Everyone.
Uh-oh. That's a 14.
14 means Mograine, you are not deafened. But Jinx and Valen, you are. Your ears are ringing. And at this point, Mograine, you hear a... It's not the storm. There's something else that you hear in this moment. It's not a word, but it is a voice of someone sort of making this almost inquisitive sound. Like a hum from somebody.
Milring will kind of see what if he can spot it.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, okay. How's a 25?
As you are looking around, you don't see anyone else on the streets besides the three of you. However, as you're looking around, your eyes sort of just glance upwards into the sky. And it's strange. The clouds almost have a face that they seem to compose. And another crack of lightning seems to light up what would be eyes.
I will point up in the direction to kind of see if my associates can see what I'm pointing at. But obviously they can't hear me as I call out up there.
Jinx, Valen, well, you can somewhat hear Mograin's voice. It's muffled, not clear. Again, your ears still ringing, but you can see clearly where he points. And the two of you would also see it. That almost face in the clouds, the eyes whenever the lightning strikes, lighting up.
I insight check a cloud.
What are you trying to insight check here? What are you trying to achieve?
Is it malicious? Do I foresee it as a potential threat, or is it like a coincidence? Like, oh, that's cool. There's the face.
Yeah, roll an insight check here.
Vibe check on the cloud. My whole
It's
character's
past.
insight check. That's all we do. That's all I do. 19.
It doesn't seem natural. You can tell that for sure. And there is almost a sentience you can see, but it doesn't seem hostile. It seems intrigued almost. But with a 19, there's an overwhelming sort of dissatisfaction in the face, in the countenance that you're able to see. You don't know if that's directed at you or if it's just how this cloud face looks. But that's what you'd get with a 19.
Dissatisfaction?
Dissatisfaction, yeah.
What do you mean dissatisfaction?
The cloud's dissatisfied. I don't know what to tell you. But the face doesn't last long. As clouds begin to merge, it is lost. The storm still continues, but you can make your way back to the Blue Water Inn.
Whenever Jinx can hear himself speaking again, he'll say just it, generally, whatever that face was, it didn't look too happy.
Yeah, I'd say the deafened condition goes away before you get back to the Blue Water Inn, so. But a warm night, some bread and beet stew waiting for you with your rooms. This is a company. You can always pay extra for a wolf steak. Which may be a little cathartic after what you've experienced. You're all able to take a rest. No nightmares this time, thankfully.
Is there anything in the footlocker when I wake up in the morning? Is
There's nothing in the footlocker. At least nothing that you
there
haven't already put there.
any ash anywhere?
No ash, none
Any
that you
weird
see.
runes?
None that you see.
How much was the cost to stay here again with the meal?
I believe that it's. You know what? I don't really remember. I know that it's pretty cheap. Comparatively. Give me un momento.
I don't know if I would have written that down.
All right. A bed for the night costs 1 electrum piece, and that will get you the hot beet soup and fresh bread, and then it's an extra electrum piece for a cooked wolf steak. And then
Yeah.
it's wines where you start to get more prices, different prices.
Yeah, I wrote down 1 gold piece and 3 silver for room stew and wolf steak, and I'm assuming the silver was the tip.
Probably.
I'll just do the same thing again.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. And as you all are. Um, as you're waking up in the morning, there is a couple of people here, but two of them sort of stand out. They are better dressed than most of the people. You can see that immediately. And you'd also be able to see their features perfectly mirrored with each other. And they seem to be looking for something or someone. Do you approach these two figures or mind your own?
I will.
All right. As you approach, you see very sort of stark, almost noble features on these boys. Young men, really. They're probably somewhere in their late teens, early 20s. Um, and as they blink, seeing you approach, they smile, though you can tell that it's very much one that they learned to give than anything genuine. You're the strangers that has caught Mother's interest, then. Manners. And the other boy nods, of course. I am Carl, and this is my brother Nikolai, Watcher. Sons of Lady Fiona, Watcher.
I hadn't realized our escapades made the rounds so quick.
Hmm. Perhaps not to other people, but Mother has vested interest in the ongoings of.
And I take it she has an interest in us as well.
And the two of them in unison. Of course. In fact, Mother would like for you to come to dinner at the Watcher House.
Are my other companions near me?
I'd say they'd be close enough to hear this.
I suppose we're up for it, but I can't speak for my other companions. I'll look
One
over to them.
goes, we all go.
Mother will be quite happy to hear that. She had so hoped you'd say yes.
Sound like a broken record, but can I make an insight check?
Yeah, go ahead, make an insight check.
I want to see if I think they're hiding their intentions here. That's 17.
With a 17, what you read off of them isn't so much like they're trying to be deceptive and hide something. What you get is a sort of disdain. They don't want to be here making this offer, but they're doing what they've been told to do. It seems that they're not pleased with either their mother or their home life. You don't know quite which one for sure, but they just seem to be almost mechanical in their interaction here.
Don't like being gophers. His ears go back like a little bit because he's irritated, but he'll nod along, like sure.
Then they'll give you the description of the Watcher House and basic directions to get there. And a rough estimate of dinner time. They don't seem to be, now that you've seen this, Jinx, they don't seem to be very intent on being perfect, messengers for their mother's wishes, just getting the job done. So you have the entire day ahead of dinner. Um, so whatever you wish to do, there's more to Valaki to look around. You can see the progress on that festival creation. Or you can stay at the Blue Water Inn. There's wine, uh, not as much as there could be, but some. Wolf steak, people around. There's that half elf that you had noticed.
Got the candle?
Mm-hmm.
The day is yours.
Was the half elf the bard, or was that someone else?
The half elf was the bard, yes. He's very colorfully dressed. Hard to miss.
I think I tipped him silver or something the last time.
You did, yes.
Is the bard performing right now, or is he just
No,
vibing?
he's sitting in the corner currently. Has a book open and is writing something down.
Um, the other two are just kind of sitting for the moment. Jinx will excuse himself and wander over to the bard.
He looks up and I remember you. You did exceptionally well.
Thank you. I try to when I can. I was just curious. Have you seen many newcomers come and go through here?
No, not really, and I've been here for almost a month now. You're the freshest faces that I've seen.
Yeah, that checks out. Have you ever seen anyone like me?
In
I
Barovia?
traveled.
No, but
Yeah,
I've traveled many places, other worlds. So yes.
yeah. No one here.
No one here.
How did you come to be here?
I brought my wagon along. Distant lands and travel always under my feet, and I just found my way here in Barovia. And it's a little dismal, yes, of course, but I've been having a well enough time. It's a shame that, I couldn't bring Piccolo with me.
Let's take a look.
Oh, he was a dear companion of mine. I believe he's still around. He just was not welcome in the inn, so I passed him over to the destitute toy maker. blend something, but he's a little monkey.
Oh, fun.
Yes. He's trained too. So if you ever make your way out towards that toy maker's shop, perhaps you can get a few tricks out of him.
I would be delighted to see that. Um, I mean, have you ever been to the Feywild?
Well, yeah.
I don't think I've made it quite so far in my travels, but it would be very, well, I could imagine that it'd be very wondrous.
Yeah. I think if I could see any place, I would want to see that place.
I can very much imagine that if one were to travel to any other place and be content with life, the Feywild would be that place.
I don't want to keep you from your book. Thank you for the chat. And if you're sticking around for a while, maybe I'll catch another one of your performances.
I'll be here for some time yet, I think. And he tips his head towards you, little feather on his hat, sort of, wiggles a bit with the motion, but it seems to be a pleasant conversationalist.
Thanks, will nod back and make his way back to where the other two are.
Okay. Now, as you reconvene, and with plenty of options to fill the day, should you wish to, before dinner with Lady Fiona Watcher, I think we'll end our session here. And before we sign off, I just want to say congratulations. You all will level up.
Hooray!
It seems that all of those wolves paid off.
Yeah, no kidding.
How many of them were there? There was 9 this time, and there was like a bazillion last
14
time.
last time, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of wolves. But
Too many.
I don't think that there was too many. I think that there was just
There was
enough.
we leveled up. There was just enough.
There you go.